Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in today. As always, I'm looking forward to spending a little bit of time with you. Today, just a bit of an extra catch up, and you join me making some samples ready for Sunday. So this Sunday, I'm going to be at the York show at the racecourse, the craft show, and I'm going to be on the Stampers Grove stand with James and Lisa and Kate. And I'm going to be demonstrating using, obviously, some fabulous Lavinia products. So I'm having a bit of a play to get some samples ready to go on my table. And I've used our lovely Herbalum. Now, I think that's Ben. And our lovely shrooms. We've got the large ones, the small ones. And I love to create just mini pieces of work when I demonstrate, because you don't want your sort of to take too long. A lot of the ladies are standing watching, and obviously I don't know about you, but sometimes it's not easy to stand all day, especially when you're walking around a show. And I like to create little pieces of artwork that I can then give away. This one, I created this after watching one of Tracy, our lovely Tracy's demos, and I thought, yes, that'll look nice on my table. So what I thought I'd do is this one here. I'm just going to create this one to show you, and I thought, chances are you're not going to be seeing me at the show, especially those of you I know have got our lovely friends and followers in Australia, America, Canada, so many places. So if I haven't mentioned you, I'm very sorry. And you know, even here in the UK, I know not everybody can travel. So I thought, we did some blending the other week, and I love doing blending. So we'd do this clean and simple one today. I like the white space. So I'm going to create another one like this, and then I've got two ready to go on my table. So I hope you don't mind me doing that. You're joining me doing a bit of homework. So I've started off and I've added what I tend to do before a show is these are offcuts actually, and it's a great way of using your offcuts. I tell you what, my box of offcuts is actually getting smaller because I'm going to demonstrate on them. And I just think, how fabulous is that? I've put my Sharpie pen all the way around, and I do a good chunk of these at once. And it's so funny because, look, I've got to be honest with you, my first side, I wasn't concentrating. My phone went and I was too busy looking at my phone and it whizzed off. So just to show you, on the back of every piece, there's always something like that. And I'm going to use just one of our lovely herbs in a pot, and this one's sage. It's funny, isn't it, how you have favourites, and out of the four, don't tell the other three, but sage is my favourite. I don't know if it's because it's a solid image, but there's something about it. So what I'd like you to do is let me know, out of the four, so what have we got? Sage, thyme, rosemary and dill. Which one in the pot is your favourite? I mean, oh, let me stamp this. And you see, I was just gonna, right, while that's stamping, so we've got three of them on here. If only I knew which was which. Obviously, this is sage, my favourite. I think, could that be rosemary and that be thyme? Or is that dill? Anyway, this one reminds me of fireworks. But isn't it funny? This one is just my... But obviously, we're not supposed to have favourites like children, isn't it? Like plants in your garden, you're not supposed to have favourites. We all do. There we go. And I'm just going to stamp that in black to start off with. And then with my fine liner, I'm just going to give it a little bit of just something or nothing to ground it. And for me, that makes all the difference. And then we've got our lovely words. Now, a little tip for me, I always, when I first get any word stamps, I put an arrow on the back with my Sharpie pen, a permanent marker, and I leave it that way up to just let it dry. Because do you know what? As sure as eggs are eggs, I will stamp this upside down if it doesn't have an arrow on it. I'm going for my permanent ink again, but I'm going to use the Avocado because I know I'm going on green tones with my inking through my stencil. So I'm going to keep the same tones, and I'm thinking I'm going to do first and second generation. Now I need to make sure. So I'm going to put first generation sort of over the plant here, and then we'll do a second generation below. Now, when I ink up, look, I'm making sure to put my block next to my sample. I have seen ladies at workshops resting the block on there. And all you need to do is have a bit of ink on there. Before you know it, it's on that white space and you're saying, Joe, can I add a butterfly? So we don't want any butterflies to this. So we'll go first generation down here, and then we'll add the second generation here. And once again, your second generation needs to be less. If I did my first generation there, and then I brought my second generation right across, so if I show you, just to remind you. So if I'm going to do first generation there, but if I then brought my second generation look and stamped across the whole design, because the first stamping, we missed a bit off here, that keeps its first generation, whereas this part is the second. Does that make sense? So it would be uneven. So whenever you're doing your second generation on here, remember you have to stamp less than you have in the first. Now, I probably haven't explained that very well, but have a go, you'll know what I mean. Now, I need second here, so we'll stamp off first there and just come in with a little bit of second. Right, and I'm happy with that. That's enough. But we'll give that a clean. So I hope your day's going well, and I hope you've got a nice weekend planned. As I say, I've got a day off tomorrow, which is nice, and then Sunday it's over a 2-hour drive up to York, and then demonstrating all day and then driving back. But it is lovely because I do love seeing everybody, and Lisa's my right hand on the stand. Anything we need, she'll be there passing it to us. She's absolutely fabulous, helps everybody. She's like a personal shopper. Twisted Citron. Now, I love this. So this one is Leaf Trails, and I just want to have that nice green behind. And I thought the shape, it sort of goes with the shape of the sage. But again, I want to keep it on this side. So, and this one here is the one I'm going to focus on. So if I look for this shape, and sort of, I want the eye to follow this up here. So if I hold that there, and I'm going to start with most colour around my actual sage. And then we'll trail off to the top and trail off to the bottom. And if I want to have a look, I can just lift it up. Yeah, I think I just want a little bit more. I'm not going to put any more ink on. I'm just going to press a little bit harder. So to start off with, it was very much a tickle on the stencil. To get rid of that last bit of ink. Yeah, lovely. And look, for me, that's just the right amount of colour. And then we've got this lovely white space. So that was Twisted Citron. And what I'm going to do is I've got a spare piece of card here, and I love doing this. Well, sorry, Eric, you're just going to get a bit of a spritz, mate. And we'll clean that stencil. And this is always great to do because it gives you that extra background. And again, we'll just give that ink a minute to soak in. Right, let's have a little peep. Oh, love that. Look at that. Now, you know, this, we could add stamping to it. We could maybe add the words, or even just a couple of butterflies and a sentiment. Maybe some ink round the edge. There's a lot you can do with that, and it's nice to have. And I love giving these out to ladies and gentlemen as homework. So I'm definitely going to be cleaning my stencil that way. So back to this, I think we'll come in with our gold stickles. Right, which one's my gold one? Okay, who's got it? Which one of you have got my gold stickles? Where have I put it? I bet one of you's been in, haven't... Oh, there it is. It was hiding. I was going to blame those new herbulums. And the pots, I'm just going to come in with my gold wink of Stella. And I think that'll look lovely and go with those green tones. And then I'm going to add a little bit of, this is just a gold gel pen. Instead of white, Just going to add some gold highlights. And then maybe a little bit of shadow. So pastel pencils. So just because we're making a smaller design, it doesn't mean it doesn't have to have detail. And again, we'll do that smudging, biodegradable cotton bud. I just want to come in with a little bit of darker there. There we go. And I just think that already is lovely. And it's small piece, as I say, but so much detail. Now, I know you might want to know what size my offcuts are, and I didn't tell you. So this one measures 3 inches by 5.5. So that would actually go on a 5.5 inch square card as a topper, and you could put sentiment or piece of ribbon. And I think this lovely fresh design, you know what? That could make a card for lots of different occasions. Now, you know me, yellow Posca, and this is the sparkle one. We need some, as I say, you know my little mini, the mini flutter, the little pound-ish, sorry, the minis now, aren't they? Butterfly stamp. You could add a couple of little butterflies to this. But I'm thinking, let's put one of our stickers. So I need to get the black sheet. I think the black will stand up more. So I'm going to be good. I won't take ages, I promise. Time to create. No, just because. I like just because I think that can cover a multitude. And I think this will be lovely to give to somebody just because. So again, pop it on my scissors. See, it looks quite nice there. On my original, I've put it up here, but I quite like it here. So this one, just, I like to show difference. So I think we'll pop that there. And then last little thing, white Posca, and I'm just going to add a couple of little bits down the front of the pot. There we go, just because I can. So there is a lovely, now you could do a set of these using, so obviously this is sage, and I've made sure that I use the words for the sage. Again, that might trip you up. Do make sure you get the right words for the right herb. Because, you know. So, that's today's. And then, as I say, I've got my other lovely little samples that I'm going to have on my stand on Sunday. So, if any of you lovely ladies are watching that are going to come to the York racecourse, to the show, it'd be lovely to see you. Do pop by and say hello, and maybe I'll have one of these samples for you, or maybe I'll give you a piece like this to take away and for homework. So I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and thank you to all of you who have got in touch. I had a lovely message this morning on Messenger, not had a chance to answer. A new lady from Australia, and I'm sorry I haven't made a note of your name. Thank you very much. I will reply. It's so lovely to hear from you. And Joanne Lind, I got your card this morning. Thanks, darling. Absolutely lovely. What a joy to receive a handmade card from you. You are such a lovely, lovely group of people on here, and it's such a pleasure to be able to come in and spend some time with you. And honestly, the messages that you send me, it means so much. That you like this community, that you like popping on here, just having a catch up, no pressure. If you want to create a design with me, you do. If you don't, you just watch. You know what, it's just lovely to spend time with you, to take time out and just spend time together. So I need to go now because I need to get my stuff together, maybe make a few more of these, certainly cut myself some card, and put some black edges round so I'm ready. So as soon as those doors open on Sunday, I'm going to be good to go. I might even make a couple more samples this afternoon. That's the trouble. Once I start, you know what? It's like Mr. Mojo. He goes on holiday, but when he comes back, my goodness, he makes up for lost time. So take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. and I will see you again soon. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.